Ooh, okay. We are in the bright white room. Oh my gosh. Hi everybody. Hello all you lovely people. This is Alethea Thomas. If you know me and have been to my channel before, thank you for coming back. If you haven't been here before, I am a booktuber primarily. I like doing bookish content. I started kind of this booktubing journey back in July, and I decided today what I would do was just kind of start thinking about 2023 and the goals I want to accomplish so far. The goals I want to accomplish for 2023 as far as my book reading goes. This year has been about classics and getting to know classics a bit better, kind of dipping my toe into it and, you know, starting a journey into classics. And that theme is going to continue on well into 2023. My TBR has become very classics heavy. Lots of like Victorian classics, 19th century classics, and more modern classics as well. There's kind of a nice variety out there that I am very interested in reading. Sci-fi classics are actually another one I want to read more of as well this year. Maybe some fantasy classics, I'm not sure. I've kind of been not in the fantasy mood. In a previous life I was really into fantasy, really into anime, really into all of that kind of stuff, and so I've kind of lived that life and I've seen a lot of it, and George R.R. Martin, Tolkien, I kind of read the staples. I read a lot of Sanderson as well, so I kind of don't really feel like a lot of fantasy lately. I might read one or two newer fantasies this coming year that are of interest to me right now, just because I'd be interested in reading them because they've gotten a lot of hype on Booktube and Book Talk, for instance. So what we're gonna do, and I haven't done this before, is I'm gonna try and record myself on my PC, and then I'm also gonna record myself on the camera here, and see if I can make a video kind of spliced together. I haven't done it before. I think I know how to do it, so we're gonna try it out and see how that goes, because I would like to go through my spreadsheet. Yes, my spreadsheet. I am a spreadsheet girl. I pretty much plan everything on spreadsheet. I do a lot of my personal work on spreadsheet. I do a lot of data analytics on spreadsheets. Oh my gosh, I kind of live in Excel. Sometimes you dream in Excel when you do the work that I do, which is really sad. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. So anyway, we're gonna go through my spreadsheet and see if maybe we can plan out 2023 a little bit. This is a spreadsheet of my TBR, so I'd really like to hit my TBR hard if I can and figure out what on there would fit into certain months of the year. So we'll get into that here in just a second. I'm gonna pause the video really quick, and then I'll be right back with me actually on the computer and talking to you lovely folks, so stay tuned. I think we can get this going here. This little recording deal is going to be in the corner, but hopefully it's not going to mess anything up. Okay, so in front of me right now is my spreadsheet of my TBR. These are everything I have not read that is on my TBR so far, and I read about 54 books this year. So by January 1, I will have read 54 books. And I actually started my journey and kind of recording all of this. I didn't register anything in Goodreads in several years before July of this year, of July of 2022. So 54 books would probably put me like at 108 books if I kept up at the same pace, kind of. So I have a feeling this year I'm gonna keep up with a really similar pace. So we'll be doing around 100 books. The number of books that are on this list is not 100, it is 79. So I think that leaves me, about 20 more books that I can kind of throw in there as things go on. I might decide to, you know, do maybe a book of the month, you know, while I'm going on like some kind of a book club read of some sort, or, you know, just slip something else in there that draws my attention during the year. So we'll see how that goes. But these are going to be like my staple 70 that I'm going to try to hit this year. I have gotten this off of Goodreads. You can export all of your data basically from Goodreads, which is very handy. I mostly am interested in the title, author, average rating, yeah, publisher for sure, what I can get it in, like which kind of binding you could get it in, and then number of pages. Number of pages is a real interest to me because the big boys like Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell here, it's at 1,006 pages, so that is going to take me longer. It might take me 2 months or 3 months instead of 1 month to, you know, a couple weeks, couple days, you know. It might take me way longer than that to get through those. Like The Count of Monte Cristo, for sure this year, I am going to have to keep reading it into January, possibly into February as well. So anything that's above 700 pages are things that I am going to be interested in. You know, this is like a warning shot, a warning book, because I may not be able to finish it in 1 month. So I may plan this out for, you know, 2 to 3 months to try and finish it. So I will go through and highlight all these really quick. I don't know if it'll just do it. I can't have it just do it for me. Oh, God. This is why I prefer Excel and not Google Sheets, I think. Yeah, because it's going to make me choose like a color every time. Silly. I wonder if Microsoft has like a patent on that feature. That's almost 700 pages. See, I can handle about a 600-page book, no problem. It's when it gets really, really, Crime and Punishment's only 671. It's when it gets really dense and heavy and like over 700 pages, that's when I start freaking out a little bit. It's like, am I ever going to get this book done? You know, am I ever going to finish this thing? Okay, I don't think there's very many more that are that, yeah. Oh, this one and the one below it are that thick. Yeah, I think that's all of that. Okay, and then I've already done January and February. So January, I'm really interested in reading another Jane Austen because it's been a really, really long time since I've read Jane Austen. So I would like to go ahead and read a Jane Austen, preferably one I haven't read before. So I have read Pride and Prejudice and I have read Emma. And I think that's it. So I think that Northanger Abbey is going to be interesting because apparently it is Jane Austen's riff on Gothic Victorian novels at the time. So I think that would be kind of humorous to look at and to read. So I'm thinking of Northanger Abbey. I want to read A Room with a View. I'm really dedicated to reading this one. I kind of tossed it around for a few months and I'm just like, no, we're going to read it in January. So I think it's going to be one of those books you read during the winter to get you out of the cold mood. So hopefully it'll be warm and sunny and nice to read. Bluebeard. I had read Bluebeard part of the way through, and this was a few years ago. And I'm not really sure why I stopped reading it, but for some reason something came up and I just kind of put it down and I never went back to it. I guess it didn't really grab me. I remember some parts of it, so I'm pretty sure I'll pretty well speed read through this. Then After Dark by Haruki Murakami. I think that might be a really good Haruki Murakami to read during January because this is like one night in Tokyo after dark, and it gets dark early in January here. So it gets to be dark around 5 o'clock. So I might read this at night just so it's, you know, a lot of ambiance. So I'm going for about 4 to 5 of these books for each month. That way I can kind of tick them off, and then also that kind of keeps me on pace. That also allows me some time to throw in other books as well. I think I calculated it out. I would definitely hit over 100 books if I read about 5 books a month? Something like that. Maybe it was like 8 books a month. I don't remember, but I had calculated it out where it would work out really well. So about 5-6 books a month, I would probably hit 100 without an issue. Then I went on to February. The Bell Jar, I'm really interested in reading that by Sylvia Plath. I think it's supposed to be a really good, maybe feminist novel. So I'm really interested in that. I also heard it's probably kind of depressing. So I kind of had to... I've read a couple of depressing books, especially this month. Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. And then I also read... Oh, I'm terrible. Hold on. No, of course I'm not logged in. Yeah, I'm about halfway through Monte Cristo now. Yay! Hit that. Okay, Norwegian Wood. Ethan Frome. That's right. I also read Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. And boy, Norwegian Wood and Ethan Frome, and then hitting those like after I read Wuthering Heights in November and House of Leaves in November, I'm ready for some happy books again. So that's kind of also why I'm thinking that, you know, maybe Northanger Abbey and A Room with a View might like perk me up a little bit more. I'm also hoping that, you know, A Christmas Carol was really, really quite happy too. And then I'm currently reading, I've got these 2 kind of naughty books here. I've got Count of Monte Cristo, and I've also got Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. And these are, you know, very positive, you know, kind of funny stories. So it's getting me in a better mood though. Man, like, especially Norwegian Wood, it's just so hard-hitting. I'm sorry to go off on that tangent, so we'll have a video about that soon too. Anyway, let's see here. So I need to figure out February and March. Let's at least try to get to April in this video, and then I'll kind of keep working on it, and maybe, I don't know if I can post this somewhere where everyone can see it. Maybe I'll share it somehow. I don't know. But yeah, let's try and at least get through April on here. So what else am I interested in reading? That I think I'd like to read another Jane Austen, actually, during the month of February. I'm kind of in a Jane Austen mood. So why don't we choose this one as well, and we'll do... Let's see if it'll take it. Yeah, it'll take it like that. Okay. So that's 4 then for February. I'm not gonna bother with trying to arrange them all. Okay, so that's February. So let's do March now. So March is starting to get into the warmer months. Ooh, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall sounds good. Giovanni's Room also sounds good, but I don't know if that's depressing at all. Let's see here. Oh, Howard's End is so good. I think I enjoyed E.M. Forster's writing so much. I think that we'll go ahead and do Howard's End for March. And let's pick a nice color for March. Let's see here. Maybe like a nice dusty light green. And then we'll do March. Okay. I have Wives and Daughters already. I also have a giant stack of books over here too. And I'll share some of that with you. I wonder if, you know, Tulip Fever would be better for April. Let's get there in a minute. What else do we want to read in March? I think I'd like to read The Yellow Wallpaper. I've never read The Yellow Wallpaper. and I'm really interested in it. So let's do this nice dusty green again, and then we'll do March of 23. The sun also rises. I have a feeling that that's going to be, I know it's a commentary on, you know, after World War I and the generation that fought the war. And I'm kind of wondering if, because there's a lot of drinking in it, and there's, I don't know if the bullfighting will be too depressing for me. Maybe we'll read that one. I don't know, let me think on that one. I'm really interested in The Turn of the Screw. This might be a January book, actually, though. I don't know. Let's see what our other options are. I don't have any... Okay, so Solaris is a sci-fi. And I do want to read a sci-fi. I have 1984 also, which is a sci-fi. What else do I have on here? It's a sci-fi. War and P. Yeah. Orlando's almost a sci-fi in a way. Blind Owl, A Farewell to Arms, From Who the Bell Tolls. Gravity's Rainbow, is that a sci-fi? That might be a sci-fi. It's also kind of long, though. Let's see here. Okay, why don't we do... It's a fight between George Orwell and Solaris. And I haven't... Oh, what was the other one that was sci-fi for sure on here? I know I had another one. Do Androids Dream of Electricity? For some reason I have two different copies of here. I think, because this is Blade Runner, I think I want to read these. Okay, so let's do Blade Runner. Because I love Blade Runner. It's such a good movie. Let's do March 23. And then we'll do like Solaris in April, since we're getting more towards the sunny time of year in April. What nice color should we pick for April? Ooh, maybe a nice little yellow, like a golden color. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do April. Okay, let's finish out March. I do have Wives and Daughters, and I'm very interested in reading Gaskell. Piranesi also sounds good to me, though. And then, oh, I didn't know Susanna Clarke also did Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and he's long. Oh, I really wanted my next really long book to be War and Peace, though. I don't know. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm probably not going to finish out The Count of Monte Cristo before, it might be mid-February by the time I do, by the time I finish The Count of Monte Cristo. So why don't I go ahead and just put War and Peace on here for February. I think that sounds good. Yeah, I even made a little note to myself here, maybe start in February. So let's make it a February book. And I had that nice kind of darker blue color going on here. I think it was that color. Yeah. So we'll put February 23. And the most important part of this, and I want to keep this in mind, so let's make the 1,390, excuse me, 1,392 pages. So yeah, that'll be a big one. Okay. And then I need one more at least for March. Maybe I'll try for Wives and Daughters, but that's a long one too. The sun also rises. Oh, this is such a hard decision to make. The Brothers Karamazov is so long also. Oh my gosh. These are kind of short, and the yellow wallpaper is really short. Okay, let's do Wives and Daughters then, because it's longer, and I think I can do all of that in March, no problem. And then I can add in a couple of books here and there if I want to. Okay, like I could add in some shorter books. Like First Love would be perfect for that. Girl in Hyacinth Blue, maybe. Okay. Ooh, Virginia Woolf. So good also. I want to read those. Oh, you know what? The Old Man and the Sea would probably be great for March too. Let me mark this down for March. I just want to do a couple of extras in there. I hope that's the right color. Yep. It looks close enough. Okay. Alright, and then let's finish out April real quick, and then that will be like, yeah, that'll be plenty for this video. And maybe we'll come back and continue planning out 2023 together, because it's kind of fun. Hopefully this works okay. Let's see. I have Beloved, and I have the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. So why don't we take a little break from Haruki Murakami after I get done with After Dark in January. And then I can go through February and March, and then we can read the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle in April. That might be a really good time to start that too. I think it's during like a warmer time of year. The Murakami I've read so far have all been in, that's a little darker, have all been in like snowier, like winter and fall. So I think that this book is more of a summery, spring summery book. Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. Oh, I'm hesitant to read Lolita. I really am. Maybe not in April. I've heard things about it that I'm not too keen on, like pedophilia for one thing, but I don't know if like the actual going through and you know, actual sex between, you know, a young woman and a man actually happened. I don't know. So I'm hesitant to go to Lolita for sure. So this is April again, and ooh, do I have any other Jane Austen? Jane Austen. Oh, A Tenant of Wellfall Hall though. Ooh, let's see here. Maybe I should sort this by author. Because I had originally had all of this sorted by author, and then I put these two together like January and February right before I got this video started. So it kind of screwed things up. I don't see any more Jane Austen on here. I think I might want to reread Pride and Prejudice and Emma though, just because they're so good. Let's do Brideshead Revisited in April. I think that sounds really good. I've been really interested in that as well. Yeah, April. Then, how many do I have? 2 for April so far. Wings of the Dove, Portrait of the Lady, Daisy Jones and the Six. That sounds like it's a lot of fun, but I think I want to reserve this like for summer. It sounds like a summer book. I'm reading this one now. Edith Wharton on here. Okay. Actually, this is perfect. So I have these two books, Tulipomania, which sounds really, really cool. It just was a book that was in the house here, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I am very interested in the tulip trade back in, you know, the Dutch. Was it like the 16th, 15th century, something like that? I don't know. But the Dutch tulip trade was going on. And then this novel happens during Tulipomania. So this is a non-fiction. And let me see if I can expand this so you get the whole... Oh, it's a long, okay. Tulipomania, the story of the world's most coveted flower and the extraordinary passions it aroused. So that one is a non-fiction book. And then Tulip Fever was a novel, and it was also a movie. And I watched the movie, and the movie was really good. And that actually got me interested in Tulipomania. So I want to kind of partner read, you know, read these together so I can get like context as to what's going on in the novel. I think that would be really interesting. And it's also interesting that they kind of came out around the same time. That's something. They almost have the same number of pages. So that's funky. How fun is that? Okay. So I think that's it so far for this 2023 planning video. I guess that I will come and with another video soon. So that's January, February, March, and April. So that's the first quarter of 2023 that we've gotten through. So what I think I'll do is I'll go through this and sort it out and figure out what we have left of my TBR. And we can start, and we can start planning for the second quarter. Maybe we'll turn this into like, before the end of the first quarter, I will come and do this kind of review with you. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was slightly entertaining to you. If this is not entertaining at all, please let me know, and I just won't bother with these. But this is kind of an experiment for me because I have never recorded on the computer and the camera before at the same time. So I think that's about it. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.